So let's just talk about then going through into this new era with Roland Dane, with 888 Race Engineering and Red Bull Racing, now Red Bull Holden Racing Team, so lots of new names to consider in the process. Big opportunity for you. How did that come about?
It was pretty awesome and very different the way the team approaches things. It works as a team very well. For example, teams I've worked with in the past with multiple cars, you push against each other, you work and you fight against each other to be better. But at Red Bull, we work together to be better. So yeah, sharing with Craig and Jamie and working together was something I'd never experienced. And at tracks where we struggled on the Friday, to have all that data working together, we would get better by the Saturday. So getting to experience that, work like a team, but still race hard on track was very cool.
Tell me about Roland as a leader, boss, mentor.
Definitely very tough, but also rewarding. He works you hard and makes you definitely focus and knuckle down, but when you get the result, you party hard, so pretty cool.
Has he kicked your tail at any stage?
Oh, of course. There's been a lot of moments where I've had to fix myself and fix the errors, and definitely, he doesn't get angry, just guides you in the right way to make it better.
Regrets along the way? Have you had anything in the last decade or so that you reckon, you know what, I wish I'd done that differently?
Probably in the start, I was just happy to be there. I didn't probably work hard enough, and wasn't until the last 3 or 4 years where I really pushed on and made myself better, doing all the other racing and focusing a lot more. So yeah, not just happy to be there, always pushing as hard as I could.
What do you reckon the magic ingredient is to get that last little 1% that's required to break out of the pack or occasionally spot the podium versus being a winner and ultimately a champion?
I'm not too sure. I'm very self-critical of myself. When I make a mistake that's a personal thing, I take it very tough and always focus to make myself better. So yeah, I like to focus on that stuff, always push, but yeah, what sets yourself different apart from the others, I'm not too sure.
So far, it's 6 career poles for Van Gisbergen. Bathurst has not been a great stage for him over the years. There's also the GT lap record holder from earlier in the year here as well. He knows how to put together a lap at this place. But one thing about this guy, about Shane Van Gisbergen, there are no millimetres left. Gets it stopped cleanly, it turns in, finds his apex, picks up the throttle hard and early. It's a great lap from Van Gisbergen. And he goes to the top. 2 minutes 6.3 from the Kiwi.
I've seen some magic from you at Mount Panorama, but I've also seen some incredible heartbreak. And what happened in the pit lane several years ago in the Techno car is about as tough as it gets. It's a race that everybody covets. You're in a brilliant position. It takes years to get into that position.
Yeah, that was a tough day. We qualified well. I think that was the year we were on pole. But in the race, we just had no speed. So at the red flag, if you remember when the track was breaking up, we made some big changes to our engine map because we were so slow down the straight, and all of a sudden we were gone. We were so fast. But of course, it was a qualifying map. So in qualifying, we don't really sit hard on the pit limiter. As we were sitting in the pit bay, it overfueled. I took off as normal, the wheels were spinning, and then it just hydraulicked itself. So wouldn't start, and it was multiple things that added up. So that was pretty hard to take. Probably didn't show it outwardly, but on the inside, I was pretty pissed off. We were in a good shot to win that one, and haven't really had the same, last year we were close, but yeah, never had the same opportunity to close it like that day.
Top of the fuel, attention on your line.
23 seconds Van Gisbergen to Winterbottom. Let's check this. Now what's going to happen here is these guys will be racy. They'll be racy, but Winterbottom then is the one that's got to conserve. Oh, stalled it! 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. This is murdering Shane Van Gisbergen. You're kidding me.
Clutch in.
He's not a factor now. He's not a factor. He's gone. That is a working all day long. After 7 hours and 30 minutes, the race leader can't get car number 97 working. He cannot start it. And he's out of the car after one of the great drives.
I sense you love the place. So a couple of things there. One, when it gets out from your grasp, it's ultra painful. but gee, you've done some magic laps up there, and you were that far away last year.
Yeah, it's been close. Got the 12-hour there, which was special, but never the big one. But for me, when I'm there, I always just treat it like every other weekend. You know, I love championship. I want to win that. So last year it was just all about 300 points. So had the opportunity, I probably could have shoved it in there and passed Will, but risk versus reward, getting a big points gain on my competitors was worth finishing second that day.
Listen to the crowd at the top. Half a lap remaining. The 2016 Supercheap Auto Bathurst 1000 has been another great race. Will Davison leads by a car length over the top of the mountain. Van Gisbergen is absolutely ragging it off the top of the hill. We've got one brake zone remaining. Here comes Van Gisbergen. There's nothing in it. They've been racing for 6 hours and 19 minutes. He's got a block. Here comes Gizzy. There's nothing in it. Will Davison might get this done. He's done it. Will Davison is going to win the 2016 race. He wins it by a car length.
So a big, bright, bold new year in 2017, still with number 97 on the car. You are the champion.
Yep.
You're surfing a very fine line with your teammate Jamie Whincup because of just the sheer intensity of what's going on, not because there's any malice. That's going to be a hard one to walk in 2017, and the rest of them are gunning.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of other partnerships down pit lane. The DJR, they're going to be interesting to see. They'll have the same issues, but for us, we just got to keep working as a team and keep pushing forward. There's a few things I want to make better and be better at this year in the goal list, but you know, same as last year, just have some fun and keep up the front.
What are they? What do you want to make better?
I want to fix my bad tracks. I'm always average at Phillip Island and terrible at Perth. I got better there last year. I got a podium, a second and a fourth, so to be up on the podium there again would be good, and Phillip Island be a little better, and just minimise mistakes.
Why do you think those problem tracks are difficult for you? What's the missing ingredient?
I guess just always driving on the limit, always 100%. That's where you're going to make the mistakes. So at the end of last year, I backed it down just a touch, and we were never off the podium. So driving like that, consistent, that's what wins championships. So sort of got better at that last half of last year. Just got to carry that on, just increase my speed a little bit.
Sounds like you're mixing and matching the ingredients to take a champion's view rather than max attack.
Yeah.
Trying to play the 26 race game for 2017, not the one race game.
Exactly. I think that's what I needed to be better at. I've always been probably exciting to watch for the fans and you guys to talk about, but you know, that's not what wins the championship. So a little bit boring maybe you could say at the end, but it got it done.
Where do you expect the pressure to come from this year?
Not really sure. There's a lot of changes with the tyre, a lot of team changes, but for us, just focused on our own game. We had a good test, 3 fast cars, and we'll just work together and see where it shakes out, but not sure who's going to be quick.
Are you going to blend other stuff overseas again in 2017, supercars and GT?
I've only got a couple of races, unfortunately, in America, but need to fill it up with something else, so I'll find something, I'm sure.
And you're permitted to do that? Roland's happy for you to do other things provided they don't clash?
Yeah, definitely. Just need the dates to work. So had a good gig for Le Mans this year, and then the dates clashed and wanted to go back to Europe for Spa and all those good races, but unfortunately it doesn't work. But you know, supercars is the main racing, the best racing, so I'm not too gutted about it.
You're a puzzle for me in many respects because in the modern era we don't see drivers do all this different stuff.
I don't
It's
know
like
why.
you're a young guy, but you're kind of doing what we used to see the racers of yesterday do, where they did open wheel and sports cars and touring cars, everything, sometimes dirt track cars.
Yeah.
When you think about Mario Andretti and those sorts of people. So you just love to race. You still got all the enthusiasm clearly.
Exactly, and I think driving is where I have the most fun. It's not hard. I love doing it. So you know, the only bad thing is the travel, going to America so much. That's tough, but the end result's awesome. Plenty of laps in the car, and you feel so much fresher and sharper when you get back in the supercar.
Van Gisbergen covers the line again. It's now or never, I think, for Maximilian Book as they start the last lap. Van Gisbergen defends ahead of Maximilian Book, who pulls to the inside, trying to distract Van Gisbergen, trying to force a mistake. 1 corner to go. Checkered flag at the ready. It's now or never for Maximilian Book to try and surge up the inside, coming up towards the line. Van Gisbergen takes a tighter line on this lap through. Checkered flag at the ready. McLaren is going to win at Monza. Shane Van Gisbergen brings it home just ahead of the Mercedes. The gap 0.3 of a second.
So what's the horizon look like this year and in the medium term? What do you want to achieve?
Just keep winning, I guess, in supercars, keep up the front and keep enjoying myself. I see this year we have the tyres, that's exciting, and then next year we have the turbos, and you know, the future for supercars is exciting, and that's kept me interested. So as long as it keeps evolving and I keep having fun, I'd be happy to stay here.
Bathurst?
Yeah, but again, it's 300 points, that's what I focus on. It would be great to win it, but to get big scores there, I'd be happy too.
That's interesting. So do you place more weighting on championship than you do on Bathurst as an event?
Definitely. As I said to you, it's worth the same amount as every other race. So the boys work hard all year. That one race is massive for us, but it's a whole year thing. We work so hard, and yeah, it's worth the same as every other weekend.
Remember also that Van Gisbergen was the winner of the Pertec Enduro Cup. He's got the championship lead. He lost a few points in the last race. That's his dad, Robert. He's got to do a little less than 3 kilometres now. And you're going to hear a big roar from this crowd in the background, particularly on the hill. What's my dad doing on TV? Don't worry, Shane, it's all about you now, mate. You've got half a lap to go, soak it up. So he's looking at the big screen. Clearly a relaxed driver out there at the moment.
It must have been a cool thing to put the exclamation mark on that championship last year and give a little bit of payback. Your dad's been there all along, for example.
Yeah, he's probably the one I haven't mentioned, but yeah, he's always the one that's there, and he probably gives me the most advice out of anyone. He'll go stand at a corner and say such and such is using a different gear, more curb or something, and Jamie's doing this. I'm like, I know, Dad, I got the data, I can see it. But he loves to be involved, and you know, when he's not at a race, he's always flat out texting me and telling me what I should be doing. So it's pretty cool to have him there, and he does an awesome job managing other stuff, and he just loves being a part of the team. So it's pretty cool.
Great to spend a moment with you and reflect on a wonderful career. Good luck for 2017 and continue to entertain us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.